Okay, alright. Okay, I'll just wait for a couple of people. Oh, there we go. All of a sudden it's got cold. Okay. Let me go and put a jacket over my legs. I can't wait to get a house where I can do this in the warmth of the house instead of in the freezing of a park, especially in winter. Okay. Alright, so part 2. Okay, now here we go. So we want to talk about extraterrestrials and multi-dimensional beings. Okay, now they go hand in hand. Okay, they are one of the same. Now, the definition simply of an extraterrestrial is not from this planet. Those who are not from this land, region, area. Okay, it's really, really simple. So extraterrestrial means not from the same location as you. Usually, in this context, not from the same planet, or not from the same dimension. Okay, so with extraterrestrials, you have all kinds, from a single cell organism right up through every single thing physical that is possible, right up to non-physical beings that are having their own incarnation, except it's not into the physical world, it's into the non-physical world, and they are still extraterrestrials. Okay, now most extraterrestrials can also be classed as multi-dimensional, and this is where the density of the physical vessel has to be at a minimum of 4D, so the minimum of 4th density. So we are classed as multi-dimensional beings, and we are multi-dimensional beings even though our physical bodies are 3rd density. However, we are not really, we are multi-dimensional beings, but in this context we're not, because we can't go through the many different dimensions. We can't jump from one to the other, without technology. So when we're talking about multi-dimensional beings, we're talking about those who can exist in multiple realities and be consciously aware of every reality at the same time. And that's not us. Our minds can only focus on the one. You'll get bleed-throughs, of course. You will get feelings and memories that come through. But basically, multi-dimensional beings can take a spirit guide or an ET. They can be communicating with you, or doing a class, providing a mediumship class or meditation class. And they can also be on a ship flying through space, also at the same time in a laboratory working on technology or something like that, also being with their family. Okay, so they can be doing multiple reality things at the same time, okay, at exactly the same time, and be very consciously aware of it. Okay, now this happens when you go into the higher dimensions of extraterrestrials, and also one or two, no, that's wrong, a couple of the lower races of reptilians and greys can also do this. Okay, so it's not specifically a higher dimensional thing, but it is something that is in their DNA. Okay, that they can do this. It doesn't mean they should, especially when they're more negative in nature. It doesn't mean they should go through the multiple dimensions, but they can, because it's within their genetic code that they can do this. Okay, so with the extraterrestrials, the first thing you want to do when you want to start communicating with them is ask yourself why. Why? That is a huge thing, and you need to know why. If you want to communicate with extraterrestrials for the simple purpose of it's cool, I'm talking with someone from a different planet, then your chances of getting contact will be lower. If you want to connect with them because you want to learn and better yourself, and you want to do the inner work, and you want guidance to better your life and to better understand physical life, your chances are much greater. Okay, now with the higher dimensional ETs, they will not come to you when you're at a lower part of your life. Okay, they will be there watching, supporting, but they will not actively communicate, because they don't want to open that door, and you're not in a vibrational space where you can effectively communicate with them, because your emotions are all over the place, and they are very, very sensitive beings. They have control of their emotions. That's not the issue, but the issue is you don't. And they won't do anything that will harm you. They won't do anything that may cause you to go backwards. Okay, so once, if you're in a dark place, or emotional, or you've just had a breakup, or you're some kind of trauma, they will wait until the healing begins before, communicating with you. They will support you and provide you with healing and give you direction and all of that, but active communication won't happen. They wait until you're doing the work and you're healing before coming, because the last thing they want to do is they don't want to cause any trouble in your life. So it's really important for them that you're doing the work, you're making an effort, and you're ready. And they won't introduce themselves to you unless you are ready. Now, in the Secret Space Program, that's very different, okay? Humans throw you in with the darker ETs and say, there you go, how are you going to deal with it? But the higher dimensional ones, like the Pleiadians, the higher Venusians, the Arcturians, the Sirians, all the other Irians, and some of the high greys, they absolutely will not communicate unless you're in a good place. So doing the work is the most important thing you can be doing, okay? And the reason why it is so important to do the work now is because when praying, the RV happens, and we do get med beds and we do get healing centers, those who are managing, okay, now the managers of each center, we're in a higher dimensional, or I'm just going to use ET. They don't like it, but they accept it, okay? I'm just going to say ET. When they come, the managers will have to be face to face with them. Now this is really important, because the managers of the centers is going to be assisting the ETs in training the staff. Okay, so you have to be comfortable talking to ETs face to face. You have to do the work now. Okay, if you're not ready, you won't get the ETs to come to your place. Okay, so now the ETs, they will present themselves as human, look human, maybe just a bit taller or something slightly different, but they will not present themselves in their original form. So if they are Arcturian, they're not going to come blue-skinned. If they're Sirian, they're not going to come with their cat tail, so to speak. If they're greys, they're not going to come as greys. They will come as humans. Okay, now whether that be with the use of a shield or like a projection type thing that shows us a human form, it depends on them. They may shapeshift, whatever, okay, to make sure that we are comfortable. Now when the manager and each person is comfortable with their presence, then they will start to reveal more of who they are and what they actually look like. So for the most part, the majority of the ETs that will be coming to assist with the centers and the humanitarian projects and all of that stuff, the majority of them, I'm getting my words mixed up, the majority of them will be Venusian, Pleiadian, grey. Okay, we're talking about mostly the tall greys. A lot of them are very, very highly spiritual and helpful. We'll also have, I can't think of the planet. Oh my god, what is it? Oh, I've been there so many times and I cannot think of the name. Anyway, it'll come back. It's north. What am I saying? There's no such thing as north. From looking from Australia tonight would be, see, Mars, and I want to look northeast of Mars from Australia. I can't remember what the planet's called. It'll come back one day soon, I hope. Yeah, and they will be very, very helpful. Very helpful. So who you will most likely be working with, most likely, is the Venusians and the Pleiadians. Okay, the most likely. And you will get human Pleiadian, human Venusian hybrids. Okay, they will look just like us, except they will have much more knowledge. They will be telepathic. They will be they'll be able to do consciousness control technology. They're the experts. Okay, they're all about consciousness and all of that. So they are the ones to listen to. Now, one thing that you absolutely have to work on, 100%, if there's nothing else you work on, this is it. Ego. Ego is so important. If you have an ego, I'm a healer, I have med beds, I have this, I have that. The ETs will take one look at you, turn around and walk away. Now, this is something you cannot fake, okay? You can't fake your vibration. You can't fake your feeling. You can bring forward what you are trying to come across. But if you're working with an ET and you've just had a fight with your partner, or your child's sick or something like that, or your teenager's gone rogue, and you're working with this ET, they will pick that up and they'll know. Doesn't matter how much you smile and everything, they will know exactly what's going on. And humans don't have a great ability to block out telepathic communication. We're not quite there yet, okay? We're not quite there. We will get there, and it is a work in progress. But the ETs that will be coming to help, they will be positive. They are there to help, but they're not here to babysit, okay? They are not here to babysit, and they are absolutely not here for you to look up to and to worship and to pray to. That's the last thing they want. They're here as your equals. Your equal. Not better, not more advanced, as your equal. Now, when you do come face to face with them, or you begin communicating with them, first thing they'll start teaching you is, we are one of the same. Okay, we are the same. If you start worshipping them or getting a big head because I communicate with ETs and I've got all this knowledge, they're going to take that away from the communication away from you, okay, to bring you down. Okay, the one thing that they're really good at is serving a bit of humility. Okay, I had one instance where I went and saw a medium do a stage show one night, and there was about 60-70 people there, and I could see the ET working with this guy, working with the medium, and I could feel someone standing behind me, and this guy, he was going, I'm never wrong. People were saying, no, I don't know, and he was saying, I'm never wrong. Spirit doesn't lie. I've been doing this my whole life, and Spirit's never wrong. And I felt someone standing behind me, and I said to my mum, I'm next. I'm next. And she said, oh, okay. Anyway, I was next. He came to me and he said, you've been stabbed. And I said, no, I haven't. And he said, I know you've been stabbed. He said, come on, don't be blonde and start thinking. And I just went, oh, what? And he said, Spirit's never wrong, so you must be lying. I said, okay, no. Anyway, the guy sitting in the row down from me, he said, actually, I've been stabbed in the leg. It happened last year. Well, this guy, he just went, the colour drains from his face very quick. And so he went to that guy, he did the reading, and then he said, that's enough for tonight. Spirit and ETs, especially ETs, and I know it was an ET because I saw them, have a very, very great way of bringing you down to earth. So if you do get a little bit ahead of yourself, they will bring you back very quick, very quick. But they expect you, if you're making if you've got contact, they expect you to be at a consciousness level to know how to keep your ego in check. So they're not going to come to your brother or sister or your partner or whatever that is still full of ego and I am and I know, and still fully religious, because that goes against everything, you know, everything they believe. They're not going to do that. So you have to get rid of your ego or control it and be humble. If you don't have humility, humbleness, and your ego is big, you have literally no chance of getting that contact. Not that open contact anyway, until you have a bit of a reality check. And this is really important, because when they feel, okay, telepathy for humans is all about feeling. Okay, telepathy for ETs is full conversations, it's full visions, it's full feeling, emotion, it's the whole shebang, it's the whole package. For humans, it's just an intuition, a gut instinct, or that feeling you get. But for ETs, it is the whole package. So if you're full of ego, or you're in a trauma response, or sadness, or depression, or anything like that, they feel all of it. And then times that by about 50, and that's what they're feeling. So for them, they know how to control what they feel. They know it. It's not a problem. But their light, so their vibration, actually triggers more of what you're feeling within you. Okay, so if you're depressed, if you've had a really big breakup with your husband, your wife, and you're getting a divorce, and all of a sudden you're working in front of an ET or right next to them, they'll feel all of that, and your feelings of that will increase by 5 to 7 times. So not only is it traumatic for you about the breakup, but now you've got times that by 5 or 7. A lot of people have suicided because of the feelings of being in that response to the vibrational response to the ET's vibration. I think I said that right. Yeah. So this is why they won't come until you're ready, and they won't come while you are in a lower vibrational state. Okay, so moving forward, the most important thing is to keep your ego in check. 100%. 100. They will bring you down as quick as look at you. They really will. There was an instance which I heard about from a young grey about 3 months ago, with one of the higher ETs having a bit of fun with a lady, and he's putting on a show. You know, they still do all that stupid stuff, putting on a bit of a show for this lady, you know, talking her up and having a macho moment. And this young grey, as he was walking past, stuck his foot out and tripped over this particular individual, and his robe flew up and the lady laughed. That young grey taught him some humility. Okay, just like, hey, bring yourself back in check, come on. So, you know, they do it to each other, they pull each other in line, and they're going to pull you in line very, very quick. They will also give you, in a split second, if you are ready, if you're walking towards one and you've never met them, they can sense where you're at spiritually, mentally, emotionally, vibrationally, from the other end of the hall. Okay, they will be able to give you knowledge, ideas, introductions, a whole life story within 1 second. They can put that in your mind. So you don't have to ask any questions. They will just download it in your mind from the other end of the hall, because this is the full package of telepathic communication. Now, one thing to remember, because they are telepathic and they use their mind for everything, they don't use their voice that often. Okay, they can talk, absolutely, and they will know every single language on Earth when they're coming, so they'll be able to speak every single language. It doesn't matter, not just English or German or just Russian or whatever, or French. They'll speak every single language. So it doesn't matter if they go from Australia to Japan to China to Vietnam to France to Russia to Denmark to Switzerland to Netherlands to all the other places. Okay, they can speak everything. And if they can't, then they will simply download that language into their mind so that they can travel around Earth freely and be able to read, write, and speak the language fluently. Okay. Now, when you do come face to face with them, do not shout, do not speak loudly. Just speak nice and politely and mean it. Okay? Mean it. If you're walking, you go, hi. Okay? That to them is yelling. Okay? Just go, hi, how are you? In a very soft, a very soothing voice. Not a loud voice. We have a lot of people who, when they speak very loud. To ETs, that is yelling. Literally being told off. Okay, so you have to watch your words. You have to watch how you use your words. You have to watch your energy when you're communicating with them, which is really, really important. If you're angry because you've just had a fight or something, but you're being nice to them, they will get the angry you, not the nice you. Okay, so before you go to work or before going into a class or something, if you're feeling not great, if you're feeling anything but great, take a few minutes to sit outside before walking in. Breathe, take a deep breath, calm yourself, get control of your energy, get control of your vibration, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings before going in. Because the moment you open that door, they will know exactly what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, how you're feeling it, how long ago it happened, all sorts of the, different things. They'll know everything. Now, on the other side of that is also, and I do have to laugh at Emery Smith for this, because it happens so often. When you're working with ETs, this happens more often than not. Okay. Now, when you're working with ETs, because they can hear your thoughts, they can see images, they can feel. If you're thinking something, they get that too. If you're picturing something in your mind, they get that too. Okay, if they're open to it, if you haven't blocked them and they're just freely having a look around, they will get that also. Okay, if you've had a wild night with your partner, or having fun with a new flame, or met a new guy or a new girl, they will also get that, and they will laugh and joke. They will have jokes with you. No privacy. No privacy. If you're struggling emotionally and you've had a little bit of fun by yourself, they will know that. Okay? They will know it. They'll feel it, and they will, with respect to you, of course, if you're open to fun and jokes and laughter and good humor, which they will also know because from your vibration, they will have fun with you about it. So thank you. They just put that in my head. Thank you very much. So for me, being, with horses and everything, what they just showed me is if I had a roll in the hay with somebody, they would, while working with them, they would make fun of the hay. That, like, if I walk in, they would say, "So, did you get all the hay done last night?" Or they would say, "You got a bit of hay in your hair there, love." So they would make jokes, just little snide jokes. With some of you guys, that is more open to corny jokes. They can be extremely gutter mouth, rubbish mouth, trash mouth, very much so. Depending on your humor state, they will absolutely go to town with you. And I know Adela, who's watching now, she can attest to this. Okay, they can be extremely, extremely embarrassing. Extremely embarrassing. There was one time where I was sick and I had a bit of diarrhea, and I come out of the bathroom and my mum said, "Oh, you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And they said in my head, "Oh, you just exploded the toilet. Now we have to mop up." And I'm like, oh, for God's sake. And then they go, yes, we are your God, remember that. You know, so they do have huge egos themselves, but it's all in good fun, okay? It's all in good fun. And you have to be prepared to have some pranks. They are huge, huge prankers, especially the Venusians and Pleiadians. Huge prankers, okay? They're more than likely to put a whoopee cushion on your chair and then a towel or something on top, and put tape across the doorway, put a skeleton in a linen cupboard, you know, just do stupid stuff, you know, teenage, young kid stuff. More than likely to do that. But they will choose who they do that to, okay, because you have to be open to it. Now, here comes another thing. When they do this, you have every right to prank them back. And they will expect you to prank them back, okay? They will expect you to. Sometimes it's war, it's prank wars, okay? They will expect you to prank them back. So make sure it is sensible, not too serious, of course, but make sure you have fun. Laughter and jokes is a huge part of their life, a huge part of their life, okay? It breaks the tension, it breaks the ice. It's absolutely hilarious, some of the stories I've been told from one of the young greys, Smoo. It's just crazy what they do. Absolute crazy what they do. For example, if you're walking, if you've got a garden area or bushland or a forest area and you're walking through it, or riding a horse, or if you're meditating on the bank of a river naked, they will make footsteps behind you. You know, this is all in pranks, and they'll scare you a little bit, and then they'll jump out in front of you and say, ha ha, got you. You have every right to turn around and chase them and prank them back. Okay, every right. You will not get in trouble for that. They welcome it. They want to have fun. Okay, so it's really important to not worship them, not say, oh my God, it's Archangel Michael, or it's Michael from the Pleiadians. I can't do this. He's the protector. Oh my God. Hell no. Grab a bottle of water and put it over his head. You know, do something, you know, have some fun with them. They enjoy it. Okay. Okay, I'll go through a couple of questions before we continue. Alright, can my animals pick it up before myself? I feel they do. Absolutely they can. Animals are extremely sensitive, intuitive. We are very slow. We've been dumbed down by the Anunnaki with our DNA and our spiritual gifts. We are completely dumb compared to animals. They haven't been tampered with, we have. Okay. As the world is in need of medbeds and that needs the RV, do you have any new thoughts on when they could be here? I'm getting intel, it's this week, but I've got that same intel for the last 6 months, so I kind of ignore it now. It's all false information. When it's real, you will know. Okay. Alright. The extraterrestrials experience a matrix like us. Physical life is a matrix. It is an illusion. It's just different. It's just different. It is their consciousness that creates the difference. Okay? So, oh, pardon me. This water keeps repeating. Yeah, so physical life doesn't exist. It's all consciousness. And your level and state of consciousness, your vibrational frequency, determines what kind of matrix you have. Okay? So it's not bad, it's not positive. Everything's neutral until you put a meaning to it. Okay? Are humans the lowest dimensional of consciousness? No. Absolutely not. I don't know what is lower, but I know that it goes, in our language, in human thought form, it goes to about minus 50, I want to say. Okay? In human thought form. But all is just a frequency. So. How can you stop the anxiousness of meeting someone higher dimensional? Work on yourself. Okay, work on yourself. And understand and accept that they are not higher dimensional. They live in a higher dimensional frequency, but that doesn't make them higher than you. Okay, you are the one, you are the same as them. You are equal. You're no higher, no lower. You just live in a different frequency than they do. That's it. Okay? They are literally no different to you. That's it. Okay, so no need to be anxious, no need to be worried or scared. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, because this is the age we're moving into. The 3D timeline, the 3D reality is collapsing, and we're moving into the 5D reality, which is all about off-worlders. It's about space travel. It's about incredible technology. It's about so many things, and incorporating all that into all of our lives, into everyday life. So try not to see it, try not to be anxious. Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. If you do happen to come face to face with one, say, hey, how you going, mate? Yeah, how you feeling? What have you been up to? Just like you would if you met somebody at a restaurant or at the park. Okay, that's how to approach ETs. Like you meet someone at the park. That's it. Don't treat them any differently to what you would anyone else. Okay, they don't want to be treated differently. They want to be treated the same, identical as you would treat anyone else. Okay, and one thing, a lot of ETs don't eat. They don't need to eat, but they can. They do have the digestive organs. They can eat, and a lot of them eat for pleasure. So offer them something if you want. Say, hey, you want to come to the restaurant, or you want to come in for a drink or something. If it's Seth, he'll take you up on everything. He loves his food, loves his drink, loves his drugs. So much for a higher dimensional being. But yeah, it comes in all sorts. Okay, off-worlders, yep. Prayer works then. You said there is no God. Look, prayer is an idea of manifesting of what it is you're praying to. Now remember, if you're asking for something, you're acknowledging that you don't have it, and therefore you're telling the universe you don't have it. You have to be in the vibration of what it is you're asking for. So instead of praying for something, acknowledge it that you already have it and be grateful for it. Because when you're grateful for it and you acknowledge that you already have it, no matter what it is, you're getting yourself into that vibrational frequency of it. So you're becoming it and you're allowing it to manifest. When you pray to something that I don't have, or I pray for healing, you're acknowledging that you don't have it. So if you've got someone that's sick, I'll just use this as an example. If you've got a sick loved one and you're praying to God for healing, please help them heal, please provide healing, you're telling the universe that there's something wrong with that person and that person is lacking in something. Instead, pray as in, thank you for the healing. I am grateful for the healing. My friend or my family member is getting better. They are perfect. Okay? You just change the words, and that changes the whole reality. Because now you're getting into alignment of it, which means that it can start manifesting into physical reality. When you're not in vibrational alignment, it can't come. Okay? It's literally that simple. So you have to be in the vibrational. You have to be in vibrational alignment with what it is you're trying to manifest. And if you're saying, "Can you please do this?" you're acknowledging that it hasn't happened yet. If you're saying, "Thank you for it," you are acknowledging it's happened. Therefore, you're in vibrational alignment, which means it can come. Okay. Again, it's just a simple tweak of the words and tweak of intention. Okay. Let me see. What ET race should I ask for assistance to be able to heal my emotional state traumas? Ask yourself. Okay? Ask yourself. You are the one that does that. ETs don't do that. They can guide you on that, but you are the one that heals your emotional traumas. And you do that by facing them, understanding why they happened, understanding what you get out of it, understanding the process, by accepting that it happened And you don't have to understand why, but you do have to accept it. And you look at it from a different perspective. Look at your traumas instead of something, this happened to me. This happened for me. This is my experience, and I chose this, because every single experience you did choose on a higher level, on your spirit level. Okay? So remember, it is your spirit that is having the experience. Your physical mind is just dealing with that experience. Okay? It's always the spirit that is having the experience and chooses the experiences. Your physical mind can only deal with those experiences. Okay? And that's our job right now, is to learn how to deal with them in a higher consciousness or higher perspective way, or a more positive perspective. Okay? So if you're asking for healing, ask the universe. Try not to get hooked on one race, because they all specialize in everything. They all do everything. But just be grateful and open to whatever healing comes from whoever. Okay? Will we get time to know them? Sometimes, yes. You may. You absolutely may. Most of the time they will come for maybe a couple of days, a week, 2 weeks, whatever. But yeah, you know, you get a little bit of a lot. Okay, a little bit of each person from a lot of people. Okay. Non-terrestrials, yep, that works too. When I think about it, I always get really emotional. Okay, when you're working with ETs and higher dimensional beings, you need to control your emotions. So if you're an empath, you need to control that, because you can't take on everyone's feelings. Okay, this whole I'm an empath and I always pick up everyone's things. Yeah, you do, but it's also your job to control it and to sort through it. Okay, we're not going to sugarcoat anything anymore. This is not all love and light. This is doing the work. This is going deep into yourself and pulling at your gut, facing the truth and really doing the work. Okay, it's really important. There's no more. I'm just checking my battery. My battery sometimes drops really quick. The battery on my phone, not my battery. Battery on the phone. Yeah, so we're not pulling any fluffy duffy strings anymore. This is real. This is getting out there, and it's doing the work, going within, and making the effort. There's no faking it till you make it in this. This is, you've either done the work or you haven't. It's literally that simple. And if you want to work with ETs and in the healing centers and all, you got to do it. There's no shortcuts. You can't just take what's that drug that everyone talks about? I can't remember. You can't just take mushrooms or those other hallucinogenic drugs and say, oh, I'm 5D now. No, it doesn't work that way. You got to do the work, and it's 24/7. It is literally 24/7. It's not I only do the work when I do meditation. It's being non-judgmental. Okay, if you're judging your neighbor or someone on Facebook or someone walking down the street for what they wear or what their beliefs are, you're not ready to work with ETs, because you're going to be working with people who literally have totally different outfits, different look about them, different belief systems, different everything. Okay, you cannot be judgmental of others and work with ETs. You just can't. It doesn't work. Okay, so you must be doing the work now so you are ready when the time comes. Okay, that is a must. Absolute must. Okay. Will the ET show themselves to people who are coming to use the med beds? No, they won't, because those patients that is being healed, they're not there to see ETs, they're there to get healed. And seeing an ET may disrupt that healing process because of stress and all sorts of things. So no, in the med bed and the healing area, in your center, the ETs will always appear as human. Always. It's only behind closed doors that they will let their guard down and start to show more of themselves to those who's ready, but not to the patients. They will always stay as human looking. Okay. Okay. Would you please tell us more about the Earth Alliance and the Galactic Alliance and the work they're doing with ED friends? Is that meant to be ET friends? Okay, so the Earth Alliance consists of humans, special forces, doctors, lawyers, politicians, cleaners, yardsmen, all sorts. It consists of everybody who is in a position to do surveillance, in a position to carry a weapon, in a position to make change, whatever. The Galactic Alliance are the ET versions of the Human Alliance. So they do surveillance, they go in as undercover. I know Baal. Okay, many people will go, oh, Baal, oh my god, the satanic god. Baal is a really nice guy. They choose him because of what they think he represents, which is not true. Baal's really good. He's very high vibrational. He's a great teacher and master. I've had a lot to do with him. And he goes in undercover in the satanic rituals of the elites. And he stands there while they're doing all this nasty stuff, gathering intel, gathering evidence, and for the Galactic Alliance. So while they're sitting there worshipping Baal, he's standing in the circle worshipping himself, getting evidence and all sorts. So the Alliance does a lot of undercover work. Okay, there's a lot of ETs in the deep state, and from all different circles in the special forces and all sorts of different things, gathering evidence, gathering intel, being on the inside, and doing all sorts of stuff. Okay, so they all work together, and the Galactic Alliance is in charge of the Earth Alliance, but they work together. So when there's something major, the Galactic Alliance takes charge. If there's a major decision that they can't all agree on, then it's the Galactic Alliance's decision. Okay. Okay. Could you go deeper? God, time's gone so fast today. Could you go deeper into how we can prepare ourselves to interact with them to be in the medbed scenario so that we can be serving to the best of our ability? Raise your vibration, become more spiritual, do the inner work on your shadows, control your mind, control your thoughts, control your emotions, face your traumas, your fears, your everything, the triggers you face, your triggers. Don't stay away from your triggers simply because they may cause a reaction. Go head on first into your triggers so it does cause a reaction so you can deal with it. Okay? Keep an open mind. Meditation, okay, is important because meditation, you learn to control your mind so your thoughts don't race 1,000 miles an hour. So if you have trouble meditating, then meditate more. Okay, then meditate more. If you want to work with ETs, you have to be able to control your thoughts. If you can't, then you're going to struggle. Okay, you're going to struggle. So lots and lots and lots of spiritual consciousness work. Okay, I don't want to say spiritual, I really dislike that term. Consciousness work and self-development. Okay, it's so important. So important. Okay, how will the solar flash change things on oh my god, I can't read this. How will solar flash change things on how human systems work, QFC, quantum financial system, jobs, schooling, etc.? Okay, well, there's different scenarios about what the solar flash is going to do, different potential realities, and they all exist. Every one of them exists, from massive earth changes to no earth changes to a complete disintegration of the 3D timeline. So one theory is that the solar flash may evaporate the 3D timeline, so no one in the 3D dies. They simply disappear, literally disappear. Another theory is that the 5D people's all lifted off Earth, and then 3D's wiped out, and pardon me, and then the 5D people return with ETs and healing and all sorts of stuff. There's many different scenarios, and every single one of them are true and will happen. It's just which one you will experience, or you will experience all of them. It just depends on which potential experience that you choose to focus on, okay, and which your spirit chooses to focus on. So a lot of the 3D people at this time have chosen to exit the matrix by the, eek. And I can't say it because Facebook will jump on me, and that's fine. They're exiting the matrix. They're helping assist, or they're assisting in cleaning up the 3D reality. Okay, and that's neither positive or negative. It just is. It simply just is. The Spirit's choice, and this is just what it is. Spirit's chosen as a way to exit. Just like they choose to die of cancer, or to be in a car accident or a boating accident or something. It's just an experience. It's nothing more. Okay, so there's a lot of theories going around. Nobody knows which one the collective consciousness will experience. So we just have to wait and see. No, that's right. You cannot fake your vibration. You absolutely cannot. All are brothers and sisters. Yep. Well, they're not even brothers and sisters. They are you. Literally, they are you, and you are them, because we are all one. Oh dear, I might have an issue. There is, I have a loud voice. Yeah, you will need to work on that, okay? Okay, you will need to work on the tone of your voice, because they are very sensitive and they do pick it up. Okay, no privacy. No. No, you don't get privacy in the bathroom. Come on now. No, absolutely not. That's where a lot of my communication happens, is when I go to the toilet or a shower. No, there's no privacy in the bathroom. No. Do they fart? Oh my God. Yes, some of them do, especially the reptilian hybrids and grey hybrids. Rotten eggs is an understatement. Seriously, rotten eggs is an understatement. Some of them, you need to leave the room. You literally need to leave the room, and they can't help it. It's just the way their body's created. I know my dog stinks. It's just the different bodies, different. Yeah, they absolutely do, and some of them are really bad. Okay, get along very well. Yes. Okay. This will make it easier on us to work with them. I'm excited to be able to work with them. They know more about us than we know. Absolutely. They know everything about us. Everything. Within a split second, they can tell you your entire life story. Literally. My dad would love their humour. He's 86 and so inappropriate with his humour. He's worsened as he's aged. Who doesn't love laughing and being silly? Exactly. Good for the soul. I'm in trouble if they target me. Yeah, they will only give you what you can take. But if they do give you something, they expect it back in return. Okay, will they live amongst us? Yes, a lot of them will. But again, a lot of them do now. They will just appear human. You wouldn't know unless you were sensitive to their vibration. You wouldn't know that you're even walking past one. Okay, you could have already been working face to face with one and you've had no idea. Do they have a concept of marriage? They do. Again, it depends on their culture, depends on what their race does. They completely understand ours. They completely understand what we see as marriage. To them, they live differently. They call them, I know on Venus, they call them unions. Okay, a partnership, a union, not so much a marriage. And they live very, very differently, but they do understand marriage. Do animals have a soul? Absolutely, and it's the same soul as ours. Nothing's different. No higher, no lower, no more experience, no less, no older, no younger. It's the same. My last lifetime, I was a horse, which is why I love horses now. And I'll probably be a horse in my next lifetime, whenever that'll be. Do they? I read that one. Are these people who will assist with rapture? Rapture as in the Great Awakening, or the unearthing, or the uncovering? Yes, they already are. rapture as in kill the whole planet and kill off humanity. They could do that too, yes. How do you know if you're meeting an ET if they show themselves as human? You wouldn't, unless you're sensitive to their vibration. How does Jesus fit? Jesus is Archangel Michael, who is a Pleiadian. He's an ET. So, yeah. My father, after he passed, he came and took me to another world where he was working for the betterment of mankind. Absolutely. Many souls are choosing to leave this physical life so that they are ready and they can prepare and help a lot of us to move into or transition into the new earth. So yeah, a lot of them do work after they pass. They all have jobs. I believe that Jesus was a messenger for consciousness and needed to drop the... Yep. Well, yeah, pretty much. Was that real? I've also seen myself in 2235 looking forward. Medicine in Amazon. Yeah, probably. A future timeline. Well, a timeline. A incarnation. An incarnation. A whatever. They all happen now, so you can absolutely tune into one further along in time or further back in time or whatever. They're all happening now. You just have to choose the right frequency to tune into. Will they reveal to humanity that we deceived about all religious stuff because deconstructing this area is not an easy one? This is going to take time. It really is. And at this stage, I don't believe they will. Okay, people need to come out of the illusion themselves, which is what's taking so long. And unless they're in for... Yeah, I don't feel that they will. It's going to be up to each person to connect the dots, so to speak. Okay. There is word going around that the Earth, as we know it, going off its axis, and that the world will not be here, and that there are also many, many ships waiting to rescue us. Can you share on this, please? Yeah, I've heard this too, and this is one of the potential timelines. Okay, so what is said is the solar flash will change the Earth's, will shift the Earth, so we'll have a polar shift, and or polar, yeah, I think it's called a polar shift, and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of Earth changes, land rising, land going under the ocean, all sorts of different things, which is what happened with Atlantis, I believe. And you know, there are many thousands and thousands of ships around Earth now. If this is one of the timelines that does happen, then if you are to go through into a new Earth or to go to another civilization, another planet, then yes, you will be rescued by your vibration. If you're not meant to go through, then you won't be picked up. Okay, that is just one possible scenario. Beautiful presentation and introduction. One must be open to learning and living happily with others. Oh, thank you. Okay, could my own bed become a med bed? No. A type of med bed, yes, but no. This is very specific technology. Are there ETs working as doctors now on Earth? Yes, I believe there absolutely would be. So who did the deep state work for and why? They work for a negative faction of draconians and reptilians, which are now all gone, all of them. Okay, there are no negative ETs in our solar system. Okay, none, gone. They're all gone. So the ones that is still hiding, or what we assume or believe is still hiding, it's not. They only have the illusion of power. They have no power. They're not here, but people still believe they have power. So it's people that's giving up. There's people that's keeping us in this cycle. It's not the ETs because they're not here anymore. It's the patterns and the consciousness of humanity that's keeping the Dark Ones in control. Okay, one more because we're right at the end now. Me too, on the toilet and shower. Absolutely. It is so, it's like, guys, do you mind? They're like, oh, we've seen it all before. It's like, far out. Okay, what about the food we eat? Does this affect our vibration and consciousness? Look, this is a debatable topic. For some people, yes, it does. It absolutely affects your vibration. Consciousness, no. Okay, it does not, your body does not affect your consciousness. Okay, your consciousness is always there. Okay, it's always there. You cannot affect your consciousness. What you can do is change your beliefs, open your mind, listen, be open to more information, but your physical body does not affect your consciousness. So yes, for most people, the majority of the population, your diet will affect your physical vibration. The term "you are what you eat" is true. For some, having a vegan high vibrational diet works amazing. For some, being vegetarian works better. For others, junk food and meat and alcohol and beer works perfect. And if they were to go vegan and high vibrational, then they would suffer. So it's all about your particular body type and what your body needs. It's not about what should be. Okay, it's about what your body needs. So always feed your body what it wants, not what you think it should have. Because there's been a lot of people that have gone vegan because they believe that, cruelty to animals and all of that. So they go vegan, and they've ended up in hospital because they actually need the proteins in the meat to survive. Some people, in terms of their connection and spirituality, the less animal products you eat, the higher vibration your body. For others, the more meat you eat, the higher vibration. So try not to get hooked on, I have to be this, or I have to have this diet or that diet. Feed your body what it needs, because if your body needs it, it's telling you, I need it. I need it to be healthy, and I need it to survive. So don't hold anything back from your body, because it's just not worth it at the end of the day. It really isn't. And in regards to meat and animal products, everything, just be grateful. Always be grateful for any kind of food and sustenance, and the air you breathe, the food you eat, the water you drink. It's all nature. It's all there to support life. Okay, yes, of course, we have to treat our animals with much, much more respect. But this is a physical life, and physical life needs physical life, okay? And even plants and that are alive and have a soul and all sorts. So it's just a choice, but make sure you feed your body what it needs in order for your body to be healthy. Okay, too many people make the mistake of I have to have this or I have to have that, and end up suffering because of it. Okay, it's really important. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. I didn't get to the questions that were asked, but I think I covered pretty much most of it anyway. So thank you so much for such a wonderful workshop. I've had so much fun, and I've just thoroughly enjoyed it. I've no idea what I'm going to talk about next workshop. But one last thing. When working with ETs telepathically, like you're communicating with spirit, especially, discernment, 100% discernment, okay? Feel their energy, okay? Not so much listening to what they say. Feel from the heart. Are they pure? Are they genuine? Do they have an agenda? Okay. Now remember, sometimes dancing with the devil works better than walking with God or walking with Jesus. Yeah, I know I said that. Sometimes Satan is a better teacher than Jesus. Okay. All right. I'll leave it there, and thank you very, 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 very much. I love you all, and I'm not going to say love and light. God bless. Thanks, guys. Bye.